How's it going, folks? This is bizz and
Overlord of Overlord Productions, yeah, yes.
this is a new thing we're gonna do, and this is basically story time with bizz and Overlord, where I'll read a story and we'll comment on the story. And this is all gonna be old Disney. Walt Disney Productions presents the books. It's basically Disney's Wonderful World of Reading. These books were purchased by my mom many years ago, when I was like a toddler or whatever, and she would like read me these stories, before going to bed, nighttime story, bedtime story time. And these books, I've had them forever. I've never gotten rid of them. And some of these stories have kind of stuck with me throughout my life. And yeah, we're going to just start dipping into some of these. Some of these are good. Some of these are bad. Some are great. So yeah, here we have The Emperor's New Clothes. What's that?
Some are relatable.
Yeah, it's very true. In today's some of today's social political climates and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely so. But this one is The Emperor's New Clothes. We're going to dip into it. First, you open the page.
Goody.
First, you open the page, and there's Prince John posing in front of mirrors.
From Robin Hood, 1973. I'm going to be that guy.
And here we go. You can see I've marked along this book, just enhancing the pages with extra artwork, as you can see, with the ink pen. And we're getting close. Yeah.
A young Picasso he was.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and start the story now. All right. Let's see. Once there was an emperor who loved to dress up in fine clothes. He cared more about clothes than anything else in the world. And here he is in front of some guys with white wigs, dressing and just trying on new, fancy, just different colored clothes. The emperor had a different robe for every hour of every day. These robes filled one whole floor of his palace, but still he wanted more. That reminds me of somebody. It's kind of funny. Maybe you and your action figure collection.
Maybe everyone watching this video on the action figure collection.
Okay. One day, two weavers came to see the emperor. They said they could weave a very wonderful cloth. It is not only beautiful, they said, but it is also a magic. Magic, cried the emperor. Yes, said the weavers. Only wise men can see it. Fools cannot. So I guess, Overlord, these are two guys from what? The guy with the top, the fox at the top.
I believe that movie came out in 1939.
Okay, so these two guys are from Pinocchio.
The one is Handsome John, and I can't remember the cat's name. He's a cat.
Yeah.
The cat has a name too.
Okay. Thought the emperor. Right, let's get back to it. Thought the emperor. If I had a robe made of that cloth, I could quickly find out which of my people are fools. So he told the weavers.
That's us when we're talking about people commenting on our videos.
Or refer to Mr. Bryan. Anyways, so he told the weavers to start work at once. He demanded that they work. The emperor let the weavers work on the royal loom. He gave them the best silk thread and the best gold thread. They're on the loom. But the weavers did not use the thread to weave a cloth. Instead, they put it into their bags. And the loom stayed empty. They sat and did nothing. For they were not weavers at all. They were planning to trick the emperor. After a few days, the emperor began to wonder about the cloth. So he sent his prime minister to look at it. The prime minister went into the room where the weavers were pretending to work. He looked at the empty loom. Dear me, he thought, I can't see the cloth. Does this mean I'm a fool? No, this is like a weird pasty white guy with the nose, with the long weird nose. Let me get back to this. All right. Dear me, he thought, I can't see the cloth. Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know. The weaver said to the prime minister, see how beautiful this cloth is? Oh, yes, said the prime minister. Such fine work and so many colors. But the prime minister really did not see a thing, for there was nothing on the loom to see. And he's got his little glasses and weird long penis nose or whatever. But anyways, all right. The prime minister.
I guess they did not remember remember the fact that Handsome John, the little cat dude, sold a bunch of boys to Salt Mine and Circus who got turned into donkeys.
Human trafficking. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, let's get back to this. The prime minister went back to the emperor. "The cloth is beautiful," he said. "It is the finest cloth I've ever seen." The emperor was pleased. After a few more days, the emperor sent his general to see the cloth. The general went into the room where the weavers were pretending to work. He looked at the empty loom. "Dear me," he thought, "I can't see the cloth. Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know." He went back to the emperor and said, "The cloth is beautiful. It is the finest cloth I've ever seen." The emperor was pleased. "I'll have to see that wonderful cloth for myself," he said. Oh my God. The emperor went to the room where the weavers were pretending to work. He took his prime minister and his general with him. "Isn't the cloth beautiful?" said the prime minister. "Look at all those colors," said the general. But they were just pretending to see cloth. The emperor looked at the loom. "I can't see the cloth," he thought. "Does this mean I'm a fool? If so, I must not let anyone know." So he said, "The cloth is more beautiful than anything I've ever seen. You must make me some clothes at once. I will wear them in the next parade." "Very good, Your Royal Highness," said one of the weavers. "Let us measure you." The emperor took off his robe. The weavers took out their measuring tapes. 32 inches here, said one weaver, 17 inches there, and the other weaver. Then the weavers pretended to take the cloth off the loom. "Your Royal Highness," said the first weaver, "would you like the cloth to hang this way?" "Oh yes," said the emperor, "that's fine." "Your Royal Highness," said the other, "do you like the robe this short?" "No, no," said the emperor. "Make it a little longer. Yes, that's perfect." The emperor was so pleased that he gave the weavers 20 bags of gold. "If I like the finished clothes," he said, "I will give you more bags of gold." The weavers smiled. Now the weavers pretended to work harder than ever. They stayed up all night cutting and sewing. Finally, they said, "The emperor's new clothes are ready." There's a bunch of people waiting outside the palace, waiting to see what's up. On the day of the parade, the weavers came to the emperor's room. They held out their empty arms. Here are your new clothes," they said. "They are as light as air." "Beautiful," cried the emperor. He gave the weavers 20 more bags of gold. The emperor took off his old clothes. The weavers pretended to dress him in the new ones. "Your Royal Highness," said the weaver, "what do you think of the sleeves?" "They are wonderful," said the emperor. "Is it too tight around the waist?" asked the other weaver. "Oh no," said the emperor. "It feels fine." He walked back and forth in front of the mirror. "Yes," he said, "the clothes are a perfect fit." But the emperor really had nothing on except his underwear. And then he's got like the kind of the old pajamas with where you can unbutton them in the back and take a crap, but he's got his tail sticking out, so it's kind of funny. Anyways, the emperor's men bent down and pretended to lift his train. They held their hands high, carrying a train that was not there. And so the parade began. Parade of fools. Okay. Anyways, crowds of people came to watch the parade. They all wanted to see the emperor and his new clothes. "People say the clothes are magic," said one man. "People say that fools cannot see the clothes," said a woman. Everybody was wondering, will I be able to see them? And, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. At last, the emperor marched out of the palace. All the people cried, "Oh, how beautiful the emperor's new clothes are. What pretty colors, what a perfect fit." But of course, no one could see any new clothes. Just then, a little girl shouted, "But he hasn't got on any clothes." And here's where we're going to take a brief pause. I guess when I was little, my mom would read me the story. I would get pissed because I was all for the Emperor and not for the little redhead girl calling the truth out. I was all kind of upset about that and marked her face out with ink pen, as you can see. And yeah, so it's kind of funny because this story has stuck with me through my whole life, and I always feel like I'm the one person that's always calling out BS in life, whether it's in the social environment or whether it's like political, maybe something at work or whatever. And I feel like I'm always that person that's calling it out, and people are all just like, you're just whatever, you know. And it's always stuck with me. So in fact, me and Overlord were joking about this. I have become the little redhead girl as a grown man or whatever. Anyways, all right, and the story goes on. Did you hear that someone asked? The child says he has no clothes on. She's right. The Emperor is in his underwear. The Emperor has no clothes on. The people began to shout. He's wearing his underwear. See, and that's one of those things. I don't know if you've ever had a dream where you think you're at school or at work and you're naked, you know, or we're just wearing drawers running around. I've had those dreams. But anyways, I digress. Anyways, the poor the poor Emperor heard them, and suddenly he knew that they were right. He was the fool. He had been tricked, but there was nothing he could do now. So he kept marching. All the time he was thinking, just wait until I get my hands on those weavers. But it was too late. The weavers had already run off with the 40 bags of gold. They were no fools. God. So what do you have to say about this story, Overlord?
I guess it confirms the Disney shared universe, though I'm surprised that all these white folk are working for a lion, not a...
It is true, yeah.
Does this mean that Robin Hood fights the skeletons from the Black Cauldron? Because I want that book. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that doesn't exist in these storybooks, unfortunately, but...
Oh, it's too dank. I get it.
Yeah, it'd be too dark, yeah. Well, I don't know. We're going to dip into more books later on as we do this, and right now we're closing in at 12-point-something minutes. I don't know. This book's a hoot. I haven't read this, or, you know, like I said, my mom used to read me this book, but reading it now to you and to Overlord or whatever at the wee hours of the night, it's probably like 11.
Story time.
It's 11:14, but yeah. Yeah, this was great. And I feel like it kind of stands, it holds water today with everything going on in the world. Because if you want to call
that
out...
whole Hans Christian Andersen story holds up.
Yeah. As far as calling out BS and fake stuff and just lies and stuff in our world today, and calling it out and then being shut down about it. And I'm not going to mention any names, or, you know, most of the people that subscribe to my channel, they know what's up.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that's a good subscriber to this channel is woke, so to speak, or whatever, but in a good way. But one thing we also wanted to bring along too is this old school Disney stuff is so much better than... I'm not saying go out and hate Disney. I'm saying celebrate all the old... I'm saying that celebrate all the old Disney that you can, and stand strong and proud for it. But the new Disney, yeah, it can kind of be a poo-poo. It can kind of be a stink butt.
Kind of.
A stinky turd. But the old Disney, really good stuff. So don't just go and be like a total like crazy wacko in the, you know, like in you see on Instagram or the Twitters or the YouTube comic section, and be like, you know, oh, Disney, rah, 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 rah. No, the old Disney is still pretty good. So celebrate the old Disney. Yeah, you can hate on the new Disney if you want to. But the old Disney, you should celebrate it, you know.
I intend to.
Yes. Well, with that said, we're out of here, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want us to do more of these, we will do more of these eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has been T-Biz and...
Overlord here. Oh, mommy. Dirty thumb.
Signing out. See you guys later.